Number 13, Ellen Kelly. Number 16, Ashley Moynihan. Number 19, Captain Maddie Heron. And number 20, Chloe Maggio. Starting today for the Blue Wave, led by head coach Lisa Lindley. Number 2, Ashley Humphrey. Number 3, Ava Finn. Wearing number 31 today, Katie Elder. Number 7, Charlotte Wickstock. Number 9, Kate Bellissimo. Number 10, Katie Duggan. Number 16, Shay Vandenbroek. Number 17, Sarah Jakes. Number 22, Nell Niffen. Number 23, Maddie Joyce. On the draw, number 28, Maggie Ramsey. Number 34, Annalise Finn. And number 30 in goal, Shane Dolce. I ask everyone to please rise to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Please face the video board. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Live from Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School, it's Varsity Girls Lacrosse on the DAF Media Network. This afternoon, it's the quarterfinals of the Class L state tournament here in Connecticut between the Darien Blue Wave and the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us for this DAF media broadcast of Varsity Girls Lacrosse. The DAF Media Network is a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. So happy you could join us for this one. I am Damian Andrew, alongside this afternoon, as I have been for much of this season, Mary Bennett. And Mary, now it starts to get real. These games really important, as they were during the conference tournament. And Darien trying to get back to that state championship game. They failed to do so last year for the first time in many years, and I know they're hungry to try to get back there. They won their opening round game. Now they play a familiar foe, a team in Fairfield Ludlowe that they beat during the regular season. They get them again in the state quarterfinals. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly, Damien. They lost last year in the semifinals, and this is a team that's hungry. 3/4 of them were here last year for that loss, and they didn't like it. And they have their goals set high. And this is going to be a challenging game. Fairfield Ludlowe is a good team, and they have some quite good players, and they've been working hard in practice to come up with a game plan that's going to put them into the semifinals. But that's all they're worried about right now.
And we are underway here from Stadium Field in Darien, Connecticut. Fairfield Ludlowe in the white uniforms with the blue numbers moving from left to right on your screen. Darien in the black with the blue numbers. And Ludlowe turns it over, and here come the Blue Wave. Here's how these two teams got here. Fairfield Ludlowe beat Conard 19-9 in the first round. Ludlowe, the 7 seed in the Class L tournament. Darien, the 2 seed, meanwhile, beat Amity, the 15 seed, 21-2, right here at Stadium Field in the first round of the state tournament. And here's Darien's first possession on offense, and we've got a whistle.
Yeah, Kit is taking it in and Drew shooting space.
So we'll have a free position here for Darien. Kit Eriks with an opportunity to put the Wave on the scoreboard first, and a nice stop that time by the Ludlowe goalie, Georgia Hoy. A quick change as far as numbers go. We're always familiar with Katie Elders being number 6. For the purposes of this game, she is 31, and that ball hits the post on the shot by Sarah Jakes.
It's another foul, setting up a free position. Maddie Joyce on the center hash, so hopefully this will turn into something good for the Darien Blue Wave.
Maddie Joyce, number 23, up top.
Fairfield Ludlowe started early.
So we've got a violation on Fairfield Ludlowe. So another free position opportunity here for the Wave. Maddie Joyce up top. And another nice save by Georgia Hoy. So the junior goalie, 2 big saves in the early moments of this one. And certainly, Mary, if you're trying to build confidence and you're Fairfield Ludlowe, that doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. And that, Darien's now had 3 or 4 shots on goal, and they've even scored, and it hasn't turned onto the scoreboard yet. So it can be challenging. And I think the important thing is for Darien to stay steady and focused, because they're getting the shots and it'll go their way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fairfield Ludlowe was coached by Kimberly Sheehan. Darien, of course, coached by the Hall of Famer. In fact, Lisa Lindley will be inducted in the FCIAC Hall of Fame later this year. And that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe, as Paloma Meehan, the junior midfielder, number 6, scores for the Falcons. And Fairfield Ludlowe comes into Stadium Field here to take on the number 2 seed, and they strike first.
Moynihan on the draw for Ludlow. Maggie Ramsey.
So it's Ashley Moynihan and Maggie Ramsley in the draw control circle again. Ball's on the far side of the field.
And Ludlowe comes up with it.
So another possession here, Fairfield Ludlowe.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that Darien didn't come up with that draw control. They certainly had their chances. And that's Katie Elders with a ground ball and bringing it up the field.
Again, Katie Elders in this game, number 31. She's been number 6 throughout the season. And here's Maddie Joyce up ahead to Kit Eriks. Darien in transition. And we've got a whistle.
Yeah, so the rule is you have to be within a stick length of the player with the ball when you're inside the 8-meter. And that girl was just waiting for Katie to come in. And if the girl, you don't even have to be shooting anymore to get called for shooting space. You just have to be out of position.
Kit Eriks with the goal. Thank you for explaining that, Mary. At 20:52 in the first half, Eriks with a goal off the free position. So Darien ties it up at a goal apiece.
Yes, now Darien's 0 for 2 on draw control, so hopefully they'll be able to come up with this one.
And again, it's number 16, Ashley Moynihan, and Maggie Ramsey in the draw control circle for
Ramsey and Moynihan again.
as we take another look from behind the goal camera. Moynihan Ramsey in the draw control circle. An overcast day here, Mary Bennett. Got my fingers crossed that the rain stays away, although I probably just jinxed us. But there is rain in the forecast for later this evening.
Yeah,
But
I don't know if that isn't why they moved the game up from 5 to 4. I think that's why they moved the game up.
It is,
yeah.
and so we've got about an hour-and-a-half window before it's really
I think we'll hopefully slip it right in.
Supposed to get some precipitation.
Yeah, I think it said like 50% precipitation at 6, so hopefully we'll get it in before it comes.
Yeah, I was talking to Darien Assistant Athletic Director Kyle McDonald, who does such a great job here at the high school in his first year as assistant AD, and he said 6 o'clock is when that precipitation is supposed to come. Of course, yesterday, the Darien boys lacrosse team in their game against Newington, they faced some interesting weather, some heavy, heavy rain. In fact, that game was called in the second half. Darien moving on. Sarah Jakes and Hoy with the stop again. She didn't know she stopped it.
No.
But so far, Georgia Hoy, the junior goalie for Fairfield Ludlowe, has done a nice job keeping this Darien offense at bay. Moynihan, Meehan with the first Ludlowe goal, and the Falcons turn it over. Going the other way, right to left, is Darien in the black uniforms. This is Katie Elders showing off that quickness and speed. Jakes to Ashley Humphrey.
That moving the ball so quickly through the transition quite often sets up a shooting space call, which is what Ashley has just received.
Free position for Ashley Humphrey. Shoots low and scores. So Ashley Humphrey puts Darien up for the first time in this game with 19 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Ashley's been working. The Darien girls work on these kinds of basic things every day. They're working on free positions to make sure that they can beat any goalie. And, you know, they've got one of the best goalies in the state as a freshman here. So Shay makes them work hard, and Ashley's been working on that shot, and it's working.
Yeah, nice shot there as we take another look at it. Ashley Humphrey, and we are back inside the draw control circle here. Mason Maloney now replaces Maggie Ramsey on the draw for Darien, and Ashley Moynihan still on the draw for Ludlowe. And on that
Sarah Jakes
as Darien wins the draw. You know, not a huge crowd here, Mary, this afternoon, wondering if some spectators didn't realize that the game has been switched to 4 o'clock instead of the original 5 o'clock start time. A bounce shot, another save by Hoy.
Ooh, Shea Vandenberg just got hit on the head. It got away with one. Ludlowe got away with one there.
And that was Vaught on that shot by for Darien. Jordan Vaught, the junior attack, as Ludlowe looks to clear here. They get it in their offensive half, and here comes the Falcons. Jumped out to a 1-0 lead on a goal by Paloma Mian. And that's a save by Dolce. The shot that time by Callie Cirilli, the sophomore, and the freshman for Darien, Shea Dolce, with the save. Here comes the Blue Wave. Ashley Humphrey gets it to Jakes. Nice play. Bang, bang. Humphrey to Jakes, cutting down the middle, and she scores.
You know, Ashley just has really, really good field vision. Sarah was open at about the 25, and she chose not to pass it to her, but she all along knew that Sarah was going to be open for her when she got down there, and they thought that Ashley was going to shoot, and she just popped it right off to Sarah, who was standing right in front of the goal.
She drew the double team, didn't
she? Did.
And then
she
found
did, and,
her open teammate, Sarah Jakes, and when you give it to Sarah Jakes in front of the net open,
watch out.
Pretty high percentage that she's going to score a goal.
Yep.
Sarah Jakes, the Northwestern commit, going to join her sister there and play for the Wildcats. Yeah, that's a great look there as Hoy just no chance to get that.
Yeah, she was pulled to the right, and then Sarah just slipped it in on the other side.
And again, it's Maloney and Moynihan on the draw. And Whitstock,
Charlotte
ground
comes up
ball.
with it.
Charlotte Whitstock, and she loses it, but that's going to stay with Darien on the whistle there. Damian Andrew, Mary Bennett joining you on this Thursday afternoon, the 30th of May. Hard to believe May almost in the books, Mary, as the year just continues to speed by. And that's a goal for Ashley Humphrey. As I'm talking about the time of year, Darien strikes again, and they have increased their lead to 4-1. Kit Eriks on the assist, the Humphrey goal. And now Darien, after getting behind 1-0, they have scored 4 unanswered, so it didn't take long for the Blue Wave to rise up and answer the call.
Absolutely. They had those, as we said early on, had those four attempts early on and didn't turn up with a goal. You knew it was just a matter of time before they were going to start to produce.
Our DAF media production crew this afternoon, Jack Blanky on camera 1, Harrison Bell on camera 2, and our director is Matthew Burke. Our instant replay coordinator and graphics coordinator is Nolan Burke. And yes, they are brothers, as Fairfield Ludlowe now with the ball. Nice look, and that's a Ludlowe goal. So Paloma Meehan again, the junior scores, and her second goal of the afternoon as Ludlowe cuts the Darien lead to 4-2.
Yeah, Darien just gave him a little extra time. Too much space right there in the fan, and she could just catch it and turn. They always talk about being right on. You have to really have your stick right on the girl you're defending, and that was more like we gave her a step away. It didn't help.
Yeah. 15-12 left in the first half, 4-2. Darien with a 2-goal lead.
Mason Maloney with the draw control.
And Maloney takes it into the corner. And here's Humphrey.
It gives a chance for Darien to get their offensive middies in.
Ashley's sister, Nicole, recovering nicely from that injury she suffered in the Manhasset game out on Long Island earlier this season.
Yeah, the team has really come together since they lost Nicole, who was a real glue player for them. She just did everything on the field everywhere, and it took a little time for them to figure out how to fill those big shoes that Nicole has. But they've done a good job of it, and Nicole's working hard to come back. She's back to running, and she's part of the team. She's at practice every day and inspiring the team.
She's in great spirits, no question about that. As I've talked to her a couple of times since the injury, and she's always got a smile on her face and says things are coming along nicely. So I know she's got a big All-American game coming up.
Yeah, the Under Armour.
Under Armour. And I know she'd like the opportunity to participate in that. Of course, Nicole Humphrey headed to the University of North Carolina next year. And her sister Ashley has one more year with the Blue Wave, and she is already committed to play at Stanford on the West Coast.
Oh, that was nice defense. Oh, that's too bad.
The call there was on Fairfield Ludlowe. It'll be a Darien ball. What do we have, a push there on Ludlowe? Or
I think there might have been too big a check or something once we got the ball. It's not always clear unless you're on the field.
It is one of those sports with so many intricate rules. Nice play there.
And a pipe.
Vandenbroek goes low and hits the pipe.
And that's going to be a yellow card on 11.
And so, yep, a yellow card on Anna Paulman, Fairfield Ludlowe. So a man-up situation here for Darien.
Yes, and she has to stay out for the full 2 minutes. In high school, it's not just like you score and you get back to full force. So this is where Darien really wants to be efficient and run their offense and put a couple of goals in while they're man up. That was shooting space, but they didn't call it. There it is.
Jordan Vaught here up top. Vaught down the lane, and that is a goal for Darien as Jordan Vaught puts Darien back up 3 goals, 5-2 now. And we've got a timeout on the field as Fairfield Ludlowe will talk things over here, and we will take a quick break. You are watching Varsity Girls Lacrosse live on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We'll be right back with more girls varsity lacrosse. Quarterfinals of Class L state tournament. Darien is Ludlowe 5-2. We are back here live on the DAF Media Network. DAF Media, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Damian Andrew alongside Mary Bennett. And so glad you could be with us. Hope you are safe and sound wherever you are, enjoying this varsity girls lacrosse game. Quarterfinals of the Class L state tournament. Darien, the 2 seed, Fairfield Ludlowe, the 7 seed. That last Darien goal scored by Jordan Vaught. I want to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew in just a moment as Fairfield Ludlowe has the ball. Caroline Sullivan on the near side of the field. We've got a whistle. Play continues. Fairfield Ludlowe in the white.
So Fairfield Ludlowe is now man down, and Darien defense has been double teaming. And that drew a charge call, and now Darien gets the ball back. This was good defense on Darien's part.
And here come the wave. Our DAF Media production crew, as I alluded to moments again, all student volunteers here in Darien, do a terrific job running camera, directing the broadcast. Camera 1 is Jack Blanke, camera 2 is Harrison Bell, and that is a goal by Sarah Jakes. As we're talking about our production crew, Sarah Jakes scores, and that is Jakes' second goal of the afternoon.
Yes, I think.
Right?
Yeah. And she just got a really nice feed from Shay Vandenbroek there. Just put it right through the goalie's legs.
Yeah. Feed by Vandenbroek and the goal by Jakes. And again, our DAF Media production crew, Jack Blanke and Harrison Bell on our cameras up top here. And our director is Matthew Burke, and our instant replay coordinator / graphics coordinator is Nolan Burke. We are back inside the draw control circle. It's Moynihan and Mason Maloney of Darien. Ashley Moynihan, the junior midfielder for Fairfield Ludlowe. This will be Darien ball here as the official signals blue wave. Here's Kid Eriks on the far side of the field down to Vandenbroek. And Vandenbroek gets it to McGuckin. Here's Jakes now at X.
That was unfortunate. That was a nice feed that just went just over. I don't think Molly was quite ready to catch that ball. I think it came a little faster than she expected it.
Little bit faster than she expected, and I think she was looking to do something with it before she got it. And that's a goal for Shay Vandenbroek.
Very nice.
Yeah, nice pass from Jakes to Vandenbroek, and the left-hander deposits that in the back of the net.
The thing that's amazing about Shay is that she'll catch a ball from anywhere. Thrown to her in anywhere close to her, she will be able to catch it. It's like a glue that happens in her stick.
Such a talented athlete here at Darien, 3-sport athlete. Shay Vandenbroek plays field hockey. I should say played field hockey here. She will be graduating this spring. Played field hockey, ice hockey, and of course lacrosse. And she'll take her talents to Williams College up in Massachusetts. And an excellent student as well.
Yeah, I think she's following her brother Riley up there, who played lacrosse up at Williams.
Darien, of course, coming off its 8th straight FCIAC championship. They beat New Canaan, their rival in the title game at Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High School. Ludlowe lost to Staples 11-9 in the FCIAC quarterfinals. And that's a nice play there for Fairfield Ludlowe as Bridget O'Brien scores the junior attack. And it is now 7-3 Darien. That's the first time someone other than Paloma Meehan for Ludlow has scored, as Bridget O'Brien, the junior, scores.
Yeah, she slipped in there from that right elbow and managed to turn and have her hands free.
And it was
got it right around Shea Dolce.
Yeah, and it was a nice look too. Nice look by Taylor Harayan, the captain, the senior, with a nice assist to O'Brien. And it's Moynihan and Maloney.
Yeah, they always say, you know, when you see the ponytail, take a backdoor cut. She saw the ponytail and just was wide open.
And Fairfield Ludlowe comes up with it. Ashley Moynihan, she's doubled near side of the field, gets rid of it.
There, that should be Darien ball.
And
Nell Niffen back to the goalie, and they're going to start their clear.
We are under 9 minutes left in the first half. Again, you are watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Damian Andrew, Mary Bennett, on an overcast, gloomy day here in Darien, and that is a goal for the Wave as Maddie Joyce scores as she takes it herself unassisted right down the lane, Mary.
This is where Darien just moves the ball really well. They're very selfless players, and whoever's in a better position just, they get the ball. And when you're in movement like that, it's just really hard to stop.
Here's what's impressive about Darien and the program that Coach Lindley has built. You're coming off an FCIAC championship. There might be a little bit of a hangover from that, you know, but they're right back at it. They have another goal in mind. That is a state title. They did not reach that goal a year ago, as you mentioned at the outset of the broadcast. Certainly hungry to get back there. Maybe some would say take care of some unfinished business. But certainly a team can get so excited and overwhelmed with the success in a conference championship. Not the Blue Wave.
No, not the Blue Wave. They just look at the challenge that's in front of them, and they came back to practice the next day, working as hard. They didn't get to take the day off after the FCIAC championship. They came back, they did stick work, they did running, and then they had a day or two off and came back to get ready for states. So they really want to be prepared, and they put the work in to do so.
And when I talked to Coach Lindley before the season began, this was a team that she felt good about. She really felt like they had the intangibles, certainly the talent to, you know, turn the double again, and that would be win a conference championship, win a state championship. One down, and now they're looking for a state title.
Yeah, and they are on a challenge. The Blue Wave draw is challenging. The Blue Wave side of the draw is challenging. I mean, they're in the quarters, and Fairfield's a legit team. They're working hard. We had a challenging game with them in the regular season. And, you know, they're just looking to get through each round and take the next opponent.
And that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe as Bridget O'Brien strikes again. So back-to-back goals to start the game by Meehan of Ludlowe, and now Bridget O'Brien has her second goal of the afternoon. And it is now 8-4. Darien as Fairfield Ludlowe tries to cut into that Blue Wave lead.
Yeah, it's basically a sweep play where she just comes around up top of the fan around the whole defense, and then as soon as she gets a step ahead of her defender, she shoots back to the other side.
And she beat Dolce up top, top left, as it's Ramsey and Moynihan on the draw. And Darien, Coach Lindley goes back and forth, it seems, between Maloney and Ramsey.
She does. She definitely has a feel for who she thinks is going to be helpful in the draw at what time, and she switches it up until she finds what's working, and then she's always just a step ahead, ready to switch it up again.
Here's Jakes. Dumps it to Humphrey, and that's a goal as she finds a way to put the ball between the pipes.
Always. That was she had a great head fake there.
You know, the Humphrey girls, their dad obviously their mom was a terrific athlete. Their dad played college basketball at Middlebury, and I know they played basketball certainly when they were younger, and then totally concentrated on lacrosse. But you see that the athleticism from those days playing hoops, so shifty.
Yep, it gives them very good. The basketball is a great feeder sport for lacrosse. It's a lot of the same concepts apply.
Conceptually, very much
similar.
the same.
Very
I
similar.
always joke and say that it's lacrosse is basketball with sticks, and it's
and a few more people.
And a few more people, absolutely.
And a little bigger field and outside, except for those parts.
The unassisted goal by Ashley Humphrey.
But it is, there's no offsides. I mean, there is an offsides in lacrosse, but there's always somebody. You have to play lacrosse in a 360-degree format the same way you do with basketball. And that, I think, is really helpful. I mean, really important to be able to do, as opposed to soccer where the play is in front of you all the time.
Jakes to Humphrey.
This is the same play they ran before.
Yep.
But there'll be some other different execution of it, I'm sure. There's always many options. There we go.
Humphrey back to Jakes.
Ashley to Sarah this time, exactly. The thing about Lisa's offensive sets is they always have multiple executions to them, and the girls will just take the one that has the best chance to score at that point in time.
Little bit of a give and go there between Humphrey and Jakes as Ashley Humphrey scores again.
And the last time Ashley came around, she had that shot and scored.
Jakes, rather.
And this time she looks like she's going to do the same thing, and then she just, after pulling the goalie all the way over to the right, she just goes over to Jakes, and the goalie doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, Humphrey to Jakes. And again, our production crew doing a great job. Jack Blenke a little under the weather, but holding down camera one. Harrison Bell on our ISO camera. He has owned that camera. And in the back, the Burke brothers, Nolan and Matthew, directing and running our instant replay and our graphics and doing a fine job. And here is Maddie Joyce, the ground ball.
Maggie Ramsey came up with that great draw control. She put it up really high and got it right to Sarah Jakes, who came through. Now they're going to take a little time and set up their offense from a settled position.
Here's Jakes. Jakes on the move, and that was a blast into the back of the net as she had a little something on that, Mary Bennett.
She does. She does. She has just great technique, and she looked like she was, she was up outside the 8, and she just shot back across the goalie. And I think Fairfield Ludlowe is taking a timeout.
Fairfield Ludlowe is going to take a timeout, but boy.
She's just really strong.
She is really strong, and Northwestern certainly knew what they were doing recruiting her. They're getting a really top-notch player.
They are, and her older sister Emma is out there just finishing up her freshman year, so it'll be nice to have the sisters be able to play with one another.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've got a timeout on the field. Fairfield Ludlowe, Coach Sheehan calls a timeout. 5:45 left in the first half. 11-4. Darien asserting itself in this game. We'll be right back. You're watching the Class L State Tournament on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation.
thing.
We are back here live, Stadium Field on the campus of Darien High School. Windy, overcast day. Actually quite comfortable outside. Just looks like something's going to happen here as it's forecasted to later tonight. Some rain in the area. But Mary and I were just talking. We don't have our over-the-air monitor today, so we're kind of running blind here, unable to see some of our instant replays. I know you who are watching can see them, but Mary likes to. Next year, we're going to try to get Mary a telestrator so she can diagram some plays. I know you like the different angles that we have here. DAF Media. Again, our production crew is Jack Blanke, Harrison Bell, and Nolan and Matthew Burke. All student volunteers, all do a tremendous job bringing you the sights and sounds of these games. This afternoon, we're in the quarterfinals of the Class L state tournament. Girls varsity lacrosse, Darien the 2 seed, Fairfield Ludlowe the 7 seed, and Darien is up comfortably 11-4 here as the first half is winding down. You know, we were talking a little while ago about the FCIAC tournament. Just goes to show, you look at the quarterfinals of the Class L state tournament, goes to show you how strong the FCIAC is. 6 of the 8 teams.
That's going to be another yellow card.
We're going to have a yellow card here on Fairfield Ludlow's Callie Cirilli, the sophomore attack. But getting back to the strength of the FCIAC, 6 of the 8 teams remaining in the Class L state tournament in the quarterfinals are out of the FCIAC. It just speaks to the strength of the conference. You know, obviously Fairfield Ludlowe with a little bit of an uphill climb today against the powerful 2 seed Darien, but certainly Coach Sheehan has done a nice job with the program, and they were in the state tournament last year and the year before, trying to grow the program. And here's Ashley Humphrey. Humphrey to Jakes.
See, Jakes can get her 5th goal.
And Sarah Jakes having herself a day here. Free position. And
there it
she
is.
Does have her 5th goal. The thought there by Darien's goalie, Fairfield Ludlow's goalie, Georgia Hoy, was that she was going to go low, and then she pulls it back and goes high at the very last minute, last second.
And she also does a really good job of protecting her stick because those 2 Fairfield Ludlow defenders were coming in hard on her, and she was able to keep her stick protected in front of her shoulders and then bring it up and shoot.
As we take a look at the Jake's goal, again, nice work by our crew. And here we are back inside the draw control circle. It's Moynihan of Fairfield Ludlow and Maggie Ramsey. Ball's in the air.
It seems like when Maggie is doing the draw, she's really pulling it very high, which gives, I feel like it gives the Darien players a bit of an advantage because they're tall and they're very good at getting their sticks up high in the air and trying to grab it on the way down.
I wouldn't be wrong in saying that that's what her sister did as
well. No, you would not be wrong in saying that. Yes, except Katie also had a few inches on Maggie, and Katie was great at doing it to herself. What Maggie has been doing in the last couple of draws is bringing it up high for Charlotte or Sarah to be able to reach up.
Just saw Katie Ramsey recently back home from USC, played on the lacrosse team, women's lacrosse team out there for the Trojans, and I know she told me she just had a terrific time, great season, and to play Division I sports is really something special.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They have a great time. They put a lot of time and effort into it. They think they've worked really hard in high school, and then they get out to that Division I program, and they realize, oh, this is really a lot of work.
Yep.
And they grow a lot from that because they just reach and break through limits that they thought they had, and then they realize they don't have them because they've worked harder and they're able to achieve more.
No question. Well said.
It's a great experience.
Yep. Here's
But
McGuckin.
it's like they have a full-time job
Yeah.
of lacrosse,
Yeah.
and they're also full-time students.
Yeah.
And
No doubt.
that learning how to work through that and manage their time, that was unfortunate.
And then you have some student athletes like a Logan Book who is at a service academy.
Also,
and that's
yeah.
a whole nother level. Obviously, your sport, your lacrosse, your academics, and then everything that the service academy has to offer.
Has to offer, exactly, or has to ask of you.
Ask of you, yeah. Yep. Fairfield Ludlowe in the white. Again, moving from left to right here in this first half. We're closing in on halftime. Darien up comfortably 12-4.
It would be nice if Darien could go into the locker room with, without having a stand here and not letting them score. You know, that I think would be good for the defense to feel as though they've held them.
And on the flip side, if Fairfield Ludlowe can put one in the back of the net, that certainly would, a lot of time left in the first half, but that would certainly leave a good taste in their mouth. 2:02 remaining as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first half.
Oh.
And a nice stop by Dolce.
Boy, that number 20 snuck in there, was kind of wide open. Slipped through the cracks there.
Mary, I asked you this once before, I believe, on one of our broadcasts, but I'm going to ask you again. Dolce, what makes her so special as a freshman goalie?
Well, she just is. Lots of things make her special. She's very athletic. She's tall.
We mentioned basketball, another basketball player.
Yep. She's played a lot of lacrosse. She's very well trained.
Yep.
And she also has great presence, and she doesn't feel. She doesn't have a lot of fear. She doesn't appear to have a lot of fear. She just goes about her business and saves the balls that come to her, and she doesn't really worry about all the rest of it, which is great. And she's been tested a lot this season. You know, Darien's played a strong schedule with a few top 5 teams, and she stood up really well under the pressure, and I think that's given her confidence. I think that will be helpful for her.
Certainly helpful for her moving forward.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, if you ask Lisa Lindley, the best thing about Shea Dolce is she's only a freshman.
Yes.
She's got her for 3 more years.
3 more years, yeah. You know, it's always a challenge when you bring a freshman goalie in to see how they're going to stand up to the transition, and when they do, it's just great.
Yeah,
because they just gain confidence every time with playing time. They gain confidence like that.
Another nice save by Dolce.
And their communication skills are great with their defense. And everything starts from the back, works its way up. Like, you can have the best attack in the world, but if you don't have a strong defense and a strong goalie, it's a challenge.
Under 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Here's Jakes as she weaves through traffic. We're going to have a whistle here. And
another free position.
Another free position for Sarah Jakes.
She might have gotten her in the head, but they didn't.
She's got 5 goals.
6.
Make it 6. And our public address announcer,
just called her Emma.
Sweeney, just called her Emma Jakes.
Yeah.
And the Jakes
You know,
name.
they kind of look alike,
Yeah,
you know.
the Jakes
same color hair.
The Jakes name is certainly a special one here in Darien when you're talking athletics.
And Sarah's only a junior.
Yep, Sarah's only a
This
junior.
will
We'll have 1 more year. Great job by our crew in the back, bringing you all these instant replays.
Another draw control. Oh, dear.
9.4 seconds left in the first half. Let's see if Darien tries to get one more
in.
And they turn it over. Ludlowe comes away with it, and that will do it as you hear the buzzer sound. 13-4. Darien leads Fairfield Ludlowe at the half, quarterfinals of the Class L tournament. Obviously, Fairfield Ludlowe early on jumped out to a quick lead. We're playing well. Hoy played well in goal, and then Darien seemed to push some sort of a button.
Yes.
How impressed were you after about 5 minutes in with the way the Blue Wave played?
Yeah, I feel like they really they played the way they're coached, which is they were getting all the shots. The shots just weren't going in. They didn't panic about it. They just kept coming with a very calm, business-like way about them. And
no question.
Look, they all have great stick skills, and they're all super fast, and they're well coached. So the shots are going to start coming in, and they did.
No question. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with second half action here on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Blue Wave up 13-4 on Fairfield Ludlowe in the quarterfinals of the CIAC Class L tournament. We'll be back.
If you live in Darien, most likely you've benefited from the Darien Foundation. Since our founding in 1998, we've provided more than $4 million in grants to the Darien Emergency Services, public schools, and community organizations.
My husband and I are so happy to be raising our 4 young children in Darien. Over the years, I have admired the projects that the Darien Foundation has supported, and I'm excited to be a member of the board helping to further support the Foundation's mission. Kids' eyes light up when they talk about learning and eating in the edible garden at Tokenique School. And as a family, we've had so much fun watching varsity field hockey and lacrosse games under the Darien High School stadium lights. It certainly gives us peace of mind to know that if and when the next storm hits town, the Darien Library will always have power thanks to the Darien Foundation providing a generator.
As a resource, the Darien Foundation is unique within Fairfield County and indeed unique on a national level. For 20 years, the Darien Foundation has been investing in Darien and offering our community organizations, emergency services, and schools a local resource to help them pursue innovation and excellence. Thank you for supporting the Darien Foundation. We are building a better Darien together.
We are just about ready to start the second half of this state quarterfinal game in Varsity Girls Lacrosse Class L between the number 2 seed Darien and the number 7 seed Fairfield Ludlowe. Darien up 13-4 at the half. Maggie Ramsey and Moynihan, Ashley Moynihan on the draw, and it looks like Darien will have possession here. Darien in the black uniforms with the blue numbers. They'll be moving from left to right on your screen here in the second half. Fairfield Ludlowe, meanwhile, in the white uniforms with the blue numbers, and they will be moving from right to left. Damian Andrew alongside Mary Bennett, the freshman coach for Darien High School. And that is a goal for Ashley Humphrey. So Ashley Humphrey scores first as Darien now with a 14-4 lead as they are up 10 on Fairfield Ludlowe.
Running time.
We are running time now. 10-goal lead, so running time in this one. And from about the 5 minutes in to the first half until now, it has been an impressive showing, to say the least, by Darien. And give Fairfield Ludlowe credit. They came here to Stadium Field and they scored first. Their goalie, Georgia Hoy, has done a terrific job, did a terrific job early on stopping some big shots. But Darien has just put the foot on the pedal, and they're up big here early in the second half. Here's Maddie Joyce on the far side of the field with the ball. She'll get it to Vaught, and now Vaught will go to work. Katie Elders, number 31. Remember, she's number 6. She has been for all of the season, but not wearing that number today. Nice pass there to Jakes by Kit Eriks. And that's a goal. Darien, Katie Elders on the pass from X by Ashley Humphrey.
That was just a great view by Ashley on that broken play. She just was there and to pick up the ball, pick up the shot, and then found Katie in front of the goal. That's the thing about Darien, you know, they're just relentless.
15-4, Darien in front now, and as Mary just alluded to, running time with a 10-goal lead plus. Shout outs for you, Jane Powers, Katie Duggan's grandmother in Massachusetts, watching this one. I want to thank Jane for tuning in. Dave McGuckin up in Newcastle, New Hampshire. Exchanged emails with him the other day. Dave, hope you're doing well. He is the grandfather of Molly McGuckin, and he is a big DAF media fan, or at least that's what he told me in his email.
That's what they all say, Damien.
You're absolutely right, Mary.
Actually, it's just great that someone who lives in New Hampshire can watch their granddaughter play without coming all the way down and all of that, because there are a lot of games, and you know, as much as you'd like to see them, you do live hundreds of miles away.
Well, we did not do the, we exchanged emails, Dave and I, because we did not do the opening round game. As there's a goal for Shea Vandenbroek. Jakes to Vandenbroek. Jakes look like...
she looks like she did something
hobbled.
to her ankle
Yeah,
there,
did
a little hobble.
A little hobble.
Shouldn't
but
like that.
But Jakes to Vandenbroek. Bang, bang play there for Darien.
That's another example of being relentless. You know, it was a bit of a broken play, and Sarah just picked up the ground ball and was looking for Shea right away, right from the beginning.
Yeah, in all serious, getting back to your comment, that's what this DAF media is all about. Established now just about 2 years ago, and initially by the Darien Foundation. It is now a or Darien Athletic Foundation, I should say. It is now a joint venture with the Darien Foundation, and it serves many purposes, but one of them is to be able to have family members and friends and others who are interested in the game be able to tune in from wherever they are.
Whoa.
And the goal came detached there for a brief moment.
Yeah, well, the girl with the ball came in contact with Ava Finn, Ava Finn ended up into the goal.
And that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe, free position goal as Ashley Moynihan scores, the junior midfielder. But getting back to what we were talking about, it is really special, DAF media. I mean, as media in the new age grows, it's really all about micro audiences. And,
exactly.
We have as you well know, a number of views, number of screens that are tuned into these games, and in fact 61 concurrent for this game in the state quarterfinals. People have an interest, and a lot of those people are family members and close friends, and so Dave McGuckin actually comes to a lot of games, comes down from New Hampshire, but he was unable to get to this one. And so it's nice for him to be able to tune in and watch his granddaughter.
Damien, I think we have more viewers than we have fans.
Yeah, we definitely. It's I don't know if it has something to do with the weather, although so far so good with the weather, but not a huge contingent watching this one. Again, the game was moved originally from 5 o'clock to 4 o'clock. That is a Darien goal there.
By Elders.
And that's Katie Elders as she scores unassisted goal there, as you can hear public address announcer Anthony Sweeney.
And I think Sarah's done for the day.
And it looks like Sarah is done, as the training staff here at Darien wrapping her right thigh in ice. So she's iced up, and no sense of going back out there, as her team has a big lead in this one in the state quarterfinals. And Darien is in pretty good shape. So
we have an all freshman line out there at the moment. We have Maggie Ramsey on the draw with Cece Stein and Molly McGuckin on the circle with her.
The winner of this game faces the winner of the Staples-Wilton game, so it'll be another all-FCIAC state semifinal. We've got an all-FCIAC state quarterfinal here this afternoon at Stadium Field between Darien and Fairfield Ludlowe. The winner of this game meets Staples and Wilton in the state semifinals on that lower half of the bracket.
It could be an all-FCIAC final, semifinal on the other side as well, if
certainly could be.
The seeds play out.
Yep, as we mentioned in the first half, 6 of the 8 teams playing in the Class L girls lacrosse state quarterfinals are FCIAC teams. As McGuckin goes down, she appears to be okay, gets up quickly. This is a Fairfield Ludlowe program that is trying to build, but it certainly has some history. Won a state championship back in 2010. Division II state championship, beat Staples in the finals 15-9. So there is some history with this program. And as I mentioned, Coach Sheehan doing a nice job. McGuckin scores as she beats Hoy. So Molly McGuckin, the freshman, with a goal for Darien. Off the free position. And right now, it is 18-5, Blue Wave in front comfortably. Darien, 9 state titles since 2004, 18 FCIAC titles, including 8 straight.
And I do believe they had 9 state titles before 2004.
You know, you and I were talking about that. The CIAC, which has a terrific website, and when I was in news for many years, it was really a go-to site. They don't have the state titles
Right.
going back.
So all you got to do,
Not sanctioned, is look on
look
the
at the
jackets.
back of the jackets.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there was a period of time where this was back before the CIAC. I don't know whether they sanctioned lacrosse or whatever, but they would do like Division 1, Division 2,
Yep.
Division 3.
Division 3, correct.
And basically, Division 1 was the best players,
Yep.
the best teams.
Yep.
And Division 2 was like the B teams, whatever. And Darien needs to dominate those years.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, I'm a New York State kid, so I'm used to A, B, C.
Yeah.
I'm used to the classes.
Yeah, well, they just didn't have the classes.
Yeah, right.
So that the people who and those state titles, you could argue, are actually the best quality wins because they were all the best teams in the state would be there.
Correct. And they try to do that with basketball now. It used to be based on enrollment. Now it's a little bit different.
Oh, it is?
Well, yeah, where you kind of what a team has done in its recent history factors in, who they've played. Yeah, so it's a little bit different than just enrollment. In New York State, it's always been enrollment. And a AA school is going to play a school that has, however many kids, similar enrollment. Class D would be like schools with a graduating class of probably less than 100.
Well, when they first went to the CIAC LMS approach, the size approach, there were teams that were winning state titles that hadn't gotten into the top 4 teams of the FCIAC.
Yep.
They were FCIAC teams that weren't in the They would say we were state champions that year.
Right.
However,
they
hadn't even they hadn't qualified to play in the FCIAC championships.
Right.
And so that that just always felt to me like, oh, okay.
Well, as you know, from your daughters playing here, the FCIAC, Southwestern Connecticut, obviously so strong in terms of broad-based athletic programs, not just in Darien, but in a lot of the other high schools as well. Upstate is a little bit different. So
most particularly in lacrosse.
No question.
Yeah.
No, most particularly in lacrosse.
For soccer, for instance, because we had some soccer players in our house, and in soccer, they had some very strong northern, programs with great traditions of strong soccer.
Couple of the Darien
and hockey
lacrosse players, Sam Craig and Ethan Haas, coming up from practice. The Darien boys team will play on Saturday, 3 o'clock. They will play Fairfield Ludlowe.
Oh,
Fairfield Ludlowe. So Fairfield Ludlowe, the 20 seed in the Class L tournament, goes up and beats Simsbury, the 4 seed. So
there's
again,
an example of what we were talking about.
The strength of Southwestern Connecticut. But we're just about ready to resume here.
That was a long time out.
It was a long time out. We've got running time as soon as the clock starts again.
Yeah, it's 18-5 with 14:46 left.
But what I was going to say was the fact that, winning the FCIAC is so special.
Exactly.
And that's a goal for Kid Eriks. The left-hander takes it in on the right side, and Eriks scores.
Eriks is so quick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She just gets off her mark really quickly, and she's got a great left-handed shot, too.
Well, you look at the speed on this Darien team. Elders, Bellissimo,
Charlotte,
Wittstock,
Joyce, Jakes, Vaught. Lots of very speedy players.
Interestingly enough, Darien beat Ludlowe 15-8 in last year's state quarterfinals. That game was here at Stadium Field. And it certainly looks like the Blue Wave will move on here, up 19-5, under 14 minutes remaining in the game. Again, our DAF Media production crew, Jack Blenke, Harrison Bell, and the Burke brothers, Matthew and Nolan, in the press box. Fairfield Ludlowe loses it, turns it over.
Darien ball.
And it'll be Darien ball.
CC Stein with the ball. Also another one of the freshmen that has gotten some really good time over the course of this year and will be interesting to watch over the next couple of years.
Yep, of course her brother.
Fun to watch.
Brother plays for the boys team here at Darien. Yeah, a lot of young talent certainly coming up. And a program like Darien, it's not about a rebuild. It's a lot of times about a reload.
Absolutely, there it is.
And that
Nice.
ball caroms in off the post as CC Stein gets in on the scoring. Stein with the goal. That was like a pinball.
Yeah, it was
Mary
a pinball.
Bennett.
That's a good description of it. Well, you know, she was, that was just a really good feed. She was pretty tightly covered. I think the Fairfield Ludlowe probably thought she had her covered.
Yep.
And she caught it a little bit behind her and pulled it right around and put it in. And I feel like it hit off the stick to the helmet to in on on the Ludlowe.
It was very much pinball-ish.
Yeah.
Shea Vandenbroek checks out
With,
as
Shannon going
Dahlquist, the sophomore, comes in. And so Coach Lindley making some substitutions with this game well in hand, up 20-5 on Fairfield Ludlowe. Falcons do win the draw there as Callie Cirilli. O'Brien in front and loses control of it. And Darien comes away with it now, going the other way.
Nell Niffen did a good job of protecting, running through a lot of players and protecting the ball there.
And Niffen back to the goalie, Dolce. And Dolce comes out.
To midfield with Maggie Ramsey.
Gets it to Ramsey.
Continues to move the ball up the field. Nice. To Niffen to Stein. And now they'll get turn into their settled offense.
I know this isn't the Darien way, Mary. You and I have talked about this before, but certainly an opportunity where they can kind of run some clock here, up comfortably, 20-5.
Yeah, I think this is the time of the game where they sometimes they'll run through the plays without a shot just to see how the picks and the rolls are coming off, see what it does to the defenses. They put a lot of plays in. You know, they're always evolving, and you want to see how they're working in real life. Because when you're doing a new play in practice, as soon as the defense, you know, goes through it, then they know it. So it's harder to.
I think I know the answer to this question I'm about to ask you, but I'll ask you anyway. I would imagine that you all, meaning the entire coaching staff, talks about some of the plays that you use on the freshman level, they're using on the varsity level.
Absolutely,
correct?
absolutely. I'm always going to Lisa and saying, what concepts do you want put into place for my team so they're ready to go when they get to the JV level and then the varsity level, and what plays are you running, and that just makes it easier for the players. They understand we're all working on the same concepts. We don't all have the same plays. Ours are usually a little simpler. But the concepts are always the same, and they just keep getting executed at every level.
That's a goal for Stein, as she has her second goal of the game, second in this half. CC Stein.
Now it looks like a full scale. They're taking the D. They're substituting the whole D line.
Wholesale substitutions here now for Darien as they are up comfortably in this one, 21-5. Damian Andrew alongside Mary Bennett. And Mary, this is our final broadcast together of the season.
Oh, Damien. It's been so much fun.
Mary, in all seriousness, it has been great having you aboard. I know you didn't do any games last year, and then I reached out to you, and you said, "Sure, I'll try it." And I've gained a friend, so
Yes.
I appreciate that,
Yes.
and it's been awesome, and look forward to doing it in the future. But we hope to bring next week's state semifinal to you on the DAF Media Network. Here's
I need to be on the sidelines for that one.
Yeah, I know you do. And here's Mason Maloney. Maloney, nice pass, and the save by Hoy.
To JJ, one of our freshmen. That was a good save by Fairfield Ludlowe's goalie.
And so, under 8 minutes now remaining in the game. Impressive outing for Darien. The Blue Wave will move on to the state semifinals.
Maggie Brooks now in goal for Darien.
And a nice save by Maggie Brooks. So
A
Maggie,
great pickup by Molly Hellman. Because when you make a save, that's great. But if it doesn't end up in the goalie's stick, it's really important for the defense just to suck up those ground balls like a vacuum cleaner.
Yep. Here's Maloney. Maloney headed to Elon to play her college lacrosse. Eriks.
Called a charge on JJ Callahan.
Again, want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this broadcast of the state quarterfinals. Class L, Varsity Girls Lacrosse. Ball's on the turf behind the Darien goal. And Brooks puts it in her webbing. And the outlet pass is turned over.
That's what happens when you don't run back to the ball.
Clock whistle on the field. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, the clock's going to continue to run until 2 minutes, and then it will stop.
And that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe as number 6. Paloma Meehan scores. She had a couple of goals in the first half. She has one here in the second half. It's 21-6 now. Darien, as temperatures dropped a little bit.
Yeah, you can start to feel that rain coming in.
Yeah, rain should be here probably within the hour.
Well,
hopefully we'll get everything off the
field. I hope
in terms of our equipment. And we are covered here from our broadcast location near the press box at Darien High School Stadium Field.
Well, it's sort of hard to complain about all this rain when we had such a beautiful Memorial Day weekend.
Beautiful Memorial Day weekend. I had the opportunity to play some golf, which is something
Did you?
that with 3 young boys is not something that I get to do all the time. So that was fun.
Yeah,
but,
my husband and I didn't even start playing golf until our children went to high school and we had a chance.
Yeah.
Because we never had any time when they were your kids' age to do anything but take them to sporting events.
Well, as I told you before, my dad was a high school baseball and basketball coach, grew up playing both of those sports, absolutely loved them, especially hoops. That was my sport. And then my senior year of high school, my best friend said, why don't we try out for the golf team?
Get out of here.
And that was one of the best moves I ever made. Love it. I love playing golf, and then my 12-year-old son is big into tennis, so I've kind of rekindled my passion for that sport as well. But
they call them lifelong sports for a reason.
Life sports. You're absolutely right. And we are approaching 4 minutes remaining in this game. Again, running time. Darien up comfortably, 21-6. It has been I guess you could say a slow start for the Blue Wave, but didn't take them long to right the ship and turn things on. It's been an impressive performance here.
Yes, I agree. It really didn't take not even 5 minutes. It was 3 or 4 minutes, and they kind of got themselves back on track. It's always hard at the beginning of any game, in a game that you feel that you should win, to play your best.
Yeah.
You have to. A little adversity is always good for a team, I
Yep.
think, and I think
Yep.
it challenges you. And I don't know what this was about,
And
but she went over to talk to the girl specifically, like stop the clock, and the ref had a little chat with the little girl.
And let's face it, to Fairfield Ludlow's credit, I mean, they came in here knowing what they were up against.
Yeah.
Obviously lost to Darien during the regular season, lost to them in this very game last year, the state quarters. And to their credit, they came out strong and played well. Georgia Hoy played well, the goalie.
Oh, nice.
And that's a goal there for Darien.
Oh, that was Emma Riley.
Emma
Emma Riley usually plays more on the defensive end of the field.
So Emma Riley gets in on the scoring here for Darien, 22-6. Blue Wave increases its lead.
So it took Ashley Humphrey out. It was time to give her a rest last couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah,
she's been out there quarterbacking that offense all day.
When you're up 22-6, there is no need to force anything or.
Right, but it's nice to have a steady presence out there. Who knows where the ball should go, and someone with as good a field vision as Ashley. She just keeps everybody calm and keeps them going through their paces in the right way.
No question. I look at it for one reason, and that's injury.
Injury. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I say that is that, and that's a goal for Fairfield Ludlowe.
But you'll notice that Ashley wasn't. She was playing the outlet role. She was playing the feeding role. She wasn't really trying to. But for the last 20 minutes has been playing that role. She's been staying away from any checks.
Yeah, Ashley Moynihan with the goal there off the free position for Fairfield Ludlowe. Moynihan has played a nice game for Fairfield Ludlowe. Has done a really nice job. And so under 2 minutes remaining in this one as Fairfield Ludlowe wins the draw. Callie Cirilli with the ball to Caroline Sullivan. Sullivan over to Meehan. Meehan's had a big game, 3 goals, hat trick for her. Paloma Meehan.
They did not like that check.
Under a minute remaining now in the game. And a free position here for Fairfield Ludlowe. This will be Paloma Meehan up top. The lefty shoots and scores for the Falcons.
Paloma Meehan, once again.
And that might do it because it takes a little while to set up a draw with 26 seconds left.
22-8. Darien impressive this afternoon here at Stadium Field as the seconds click off the clock here.
I thought that in the last 2 minutes they stopped the clock even for a running clock.
I did as well.
When we were up by 10, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the outcome of the game.
And that will do it from Stadium Field as Darien victorious. The number 2 seed is moving on to the Class L state semifinals next week. That game will be held on Monday, I believe.
Yes.
Monday afternoon.
Or evening.
Or evening, somewhere in most likely southwestern Connecticut will be the
Probably
site.
they'll look for a neutral site.
Venue. Yep.
So that no team has an advantage based on location.
Mary, it has been an absolute pleasure. as
Thank you,
always.
Damien. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this has been
I've enjoyed working with you.
Your knowledge is so great, and the way you explain the sport is just terrific for our viewers. I want to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew, Camera 1, Jack Blanky, Camera 2, Harrison Bell. Harrison Bell, terrific job bringing you all the ISOs. Our director, Matthew Burke, our instant replay coordinator, and our graphics coordinator, Nolan Burke. So for Mary Bennett, I am Damian Andrew. The Darien Varsity Girls Lacrosse team beats Fairfield Ludlowe 22-8 to move on to the Class L state semifinals. Want to congratulate Fairfield Ludlowe on another terrific season under the direction of head coach Kimberly Sheehan.
And we got it in before the rain.
And we got it in before the rain. So enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Take care. And Darien moving on. They beat Ludlowe 22-8.